Today, the Shih Tzu is one of the world's most beloved companion dogs, gentle, affectionate, and famously adorable. But behind that sweet face lies a story that spans empires, revolutions, and near extinction. In fact, every Shih Tzu alive today can be traced back to just 14 dogs. This is the extraordinary history of the Shih Tzu, a breed born in ancient temples, raised by emperors, and saved by a handful of determined dog lovers. The Shih Tzu story begins in Tibet, where small lion-like dogs were bred by monks more than 1,000 years ago. These early dogs, ancestors of the modern Shih Tzu, were considered sacred. Tibetan monks believed they brought good fortune and spiritual protection. According to historians, the Shih Tzu likely descended from the Lhasa Apso and Pekingese breeds. These dogs were often gifted to Chinese emperors as symbols of peace and friendship between Tibet and China. When the Shih Tzu arrived in China, everything changed. During the Ming Dynasty, emperors fell in love with these tiny lion dogs. They became exclusive palace pets, so treasured that China refused to sell or trade them for centuries. Breeding them became a matter of imperial pride. Court eunuchs were given the responsibility of producing the most beautiful dogs. They competed fiercely, hoping their dogs would catch the emperor's eye. The finest Shih Tzus were immortalized in palace tapestries and paintings, a rare honor reserved only for the most cherished animals. The name Shih Tzu literally means lion in Mandarin. In Buddhist mythology, lions represent protection, strength, and spiritual power. Because China had no native lions, artists used lion-like dogs to symbolize these mythical creatures. With their flowing coats, proud posture, and expressive faces, Shih Tzus became living symbols of the lion and of the emperor's divine authority. In the late 1800s, the Shih Tzu's fate became tied to one woman, Empress Dowager Cixi. She oversaw a famous breeding program that included Shih Tzus, pugs, and Pekingese. Her dogs were pampered, protected, and carefully bred to preserve their unique features. But when Cixi died in 1908, the breeding program collapsed. Without her strict oversight, random breeding mixed the palace dogs, and the Shih Tzu population began to decline rapidly. The early 20th century brought political upheaval. During the Communist Revolution, dogs associated with wealth and royalty were targeted, and the Shih Tzu was nearly wiped out. By the time the revolution ended, only 14 pure Shih Tzus remained in the entire world. Every Shih Tzu alive today descends from those 14 survivors. The Shih Tzu might have vanished forever if not for a few determined dog lovers. Lady Brownrigg, an Englishwoman living in China, managed to rescue several Shih Tzus and bring them to England. An English officer also smuggled a few dogs out of China. Together, these dogs formed the foundation of the modern Shih Tzu breed in Europe. Breeders in England, Scandinavia, and other parts of Europe worked tirelessly to rebuild the population. Their dedication ensured the Shih Tzu's survival. After World War II, American soldiers stationed in Europe fell in love with the breed and brought Shih Tzus home with them. The breed quickly gained popularity in the United States, and in 1969, the American Kennel Club officially recognized the Shih Tzu as a distinct breed. From royal palaces to suburban homes, the Shih Tzu had completed one of the most remarkable journeys in dog history. In the 1930s, British breeders gave the Shih Tzu a poetic nickname, the chrysanthemum dog. Why? Because the hair on their face grows outward in all directions just like the petals of a chrysanthemum flower. It's a name that captures their elegance and charm, and it stuck. In Tibetan legend, the god of learning traveled with a small lion dog that could transform into a full-size lion to protect him. The Shih Tzu was bred to resemble this mythical guardian, a living symbol of loyalty, wisdom, and spiritual power. From royal palaces to Hollywood red carpets, the Shih Tzu has always attracted admirers. Celebrities like Queen Elizabeth II, Bianca, and Nicole Richie have all shared their lives with these little lion dogs, proving that their charm is truly universal. Some historians argue that the Shih Tzu should be a Tibetan breed, not Chinese. After all, its earliest ancestors came from Tibetan monasteries. Others point to its centuries of development in China. It's a debate that reflects deeper cultural tensions and adds complexity to the Shih Tzu's identity. Today, the Shih Tzu is known for its gentle temperament, affectionate nature, and unmistakable charm. They're loyal companions, great with families, and adored by millions around the world. But behind every wagging tail is a legacy of emperors, monks, and the 14 dogs that saved an entire breed. So the next time your Shih Tzu curls up beside you, remember they're not just a pet. They're a living piece of history, a royal companion, a survivor, and a reminder that even the smallest creatures can have the biggest stories. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments.